Hello again, my friends. So we're going to continue with our little lessons on using NoodleTools, and I've shown you how to do a book source. So now we're going to move on to databases. So first I want to open up my NoodleTools. So I come in here and I sign in. Oh, no capitals, sorry. And I'm going to tell you again, even though people forget all the time, in order to get into your account, you have to click on the blue hyperlink to get into this actual project. So we have 2 books in, but now I want to use some of the databases. So I'm going to go back to the library website, and up here I'm going to click on district databases. You can also get to the databases through Schoology, but I'm going to show you just using the library website. So I'm going to sign in. Okay. And you're going to get here. Now, they have this huge thing. It's right here. It's so tempting. It makes sense. They've actually turned that off, and it's not really the best way to search anyway. You actually need to go into one of the databases. So these are all of the publishers that we have. If you were doing something related to history, ABC Clio, Infobase, and what was the other really good? Salem Press History is also excellent. Those are the 3 my go-to for history. For science, definitely Infobase and the Gale databases for science. Encyclopedia Britannica is always a great place to start for anything. Okay, so I know I'm doing a biography, so I'm going to go to Gale. Gale has 9 different databases, and I'm going to pick the one that is just biography. Remind me later. Okay, so Julia Child. Now, when I get in here, a lot of students think they're already in, oh, great, I have an article. And this is just introducing Julia Child, and it gives some quick facts about her. You get this little gray bar here, and it's going to tell you everything on this page. So there are 7 biographies, 157 newspaper articles, 1 image, 2 academic journals, 7 audio files, and 1 website, and 59 magazine articles. I'm going to choose one of the biographies. So I'm going to click on biographies, and it's going to show me all of them. So 7 will fit on 1 page. Now, this has 1 dot, this has 4 dots. What's the difference? So this is telling me a 400 Lexile, 1,300 Lexile. Very easy to read, a little more difficult to read. The more dots there are, the more sophisticated the language and the structure of the sentences. Also, it will tell you how long they are. This has 32 words. So really, it's not going to be your best choice. So when you're looking here, what I usually do first is I look at the title where the information came from. So Encyclopedia of World Biography Online is actually a really good source. It's very generic. It's going to kind of cover her whole life. Newsmakers, she became famous for a reason, so it's going to focus on that. Almanac of Famous People, well, that's the 32 words. Contemporary authors, I guess they're looking at her as a chef and writing her cookbooks. Popular culture, American lives, American decades. Sometimes if you're looking at a sports figure, it might be from a book that's like famous athletes, and know that that will focus more in on that particular aspect of their life. So I'm actually going to popular culture. I'm going to grab this one. So I'm going to click on her name, and it's going to take me to this article. So you're going to look through the articles. You may start reading one and go, this really isn't for me. Or you're going to read it and go, oh yeah, this has what I need. At the bottom of the article, down here, you can grab and copy and paste the citation. There's also this little cool NoodleTools shortcut. Always comes at the bottom of the article, but you also at the top here, if you click here, it's going to pull that up as well. Its default is MLA, and I could copy and paste, but Gail is awesome. So Gail is working with NoodleTools, and I can now click on this button. It's going to open a new page. It shows me here is what they're going to import. I say, looks good. If I need to change anything, I can change it. It asks me which project. Because I, as Ginny Weasley, might have 4 projects. Which one do I want it to go in? So I want it to go in Julia Child. So I import references. It tells me it's successfully imported. And now I can close this page. Okay, so if I go to NoodleTools, I don't see it. But if I refresh my page, there it is. Now, it's calling it a book, even though it is a database. And the reason why it's calling it a book is because the original article is from a physical book. And then they took that book and they digitized it and they put it onto the database. Now, when your teacher's reading your works cited and looks over here, your teacher's going to see Gail and context biography and the link and know that that is one of your databases. So you're good. Now, I want a second article here about Julia Child, another database. So I'm going to come back over here. And usually what I tell the students is I would look at the featured content because the editor who put this page together thought that these were the best pieces that really kind of show who this person was. Okay, so I could look at, there's 4 items there showing those 3. But I also tell people like magazine articles and newspaper articles are really kind of a cool way to go. So let's take a look at magazine articles. And sometimes the magazine articles might be like a book review, and you don't always want that. So let's see. A cake fit for Julia. So let's just check it out. So this is from the New York Times Magazine, and I believe this is somebody describing their, oh, it even gives you a recipe. So if I want this, I either go down to the bottom and grab it. I'm going to click NoodleTools, Julia Child, import reference, and I can close this page. Go to NoodleTools. When I refresh my page, it will show up. So now it shows it as a magazine. Okay, one more thing I want to show you with the databases. If this is an article that you want to like print out or take notes on, you can send it to your Google Drive. So the first time it's going to ask you like to sign in, and then it will send it to your Google Drive. And when I go to my Google Drive, I will find an orange folder that says biography and context and open it up, and this article will be there. I can look in my Google Docs and I'll find it there as well. Okay, now, Gale is not the only database. So I'm going to go to Encyclopedia Britannica and I'm going to search up Julia Child. Oh, that's interesting. It's not going to give me Julia Child, it's just going to give me Julia and Julia. No? Okay. Let's do chefs. would think she would be in here. So this just goes to Amy Adams. Why does it do? Oh, here we go. That's weird. Okay, because it only has a high school level article on Julia Child, which makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, so Encyclopedia Britannica is going to give me a very general overview. Anything that is in blue is a link to something else, which would be pretty awesome. If you didn't know it, she kind of worked as a spy during World War II. She didn't learn how to cook until she was 31. Okay, so this one is going to be a little bit different because it doesn't have a little button that's going to tell you send it straight over to NoodleTools. So we're going to look up here, send to, if we do this, this is where you can send it to your Google Drive. So you have it, favorite, print, cite. Okay, so I'm going to open up my citation. It's on MLA. You copy. So I've copied that. And now I come over here and it's a new source. It is a database. It is a reference source. And then I can't do ISBN, but I can do copy paste. So I paste what I had there and I say save. Okay, and then let's see, where did it show up? Reference. So here we go. So it's going to show up as a reference article. Your teacher's going to know it came from Encyclopedia Britannica because it's right there. So each of the databases has a different way of doing it. Both Infobase and Gale will have a one-click button with NoodleTools. Most of the others, you're going to have to find the citation button and copy and paste. But it's actually much nicer learning how to copy and paste it than having to, this is what we used to have to do. We'd have to find the name of the database and put it in there. We'd have to copy and paste the URL. We'd have to copy when we accessed it. We'd have to see if there was an author, give the article title, any pages if it came from a book, if it gave the page numbers. We would have to fill all of this in, and it was very, very, very confusing. So the copy and paste is really, really nice. So go ahead and cancel that. Okay, so that is how to put in a database. And next, the last one I'll show you is websites. And those ones are probably the hardest to do because you have to find all of the information. So I'll see you in the next video.